Hey everybody, this is Vincent Meza with Listings to Leads. And today we're going to talk about the top ways of how to get more listings. And I do want to say one thing I often see in the mastermind group kind of questions come up. And one thing that we should all talk about right off the bat is if you're not going to do something consistently, there's just no point in even doing it. There are people that are coming in the mastermind group every once in a while and asking like, hey, is this working for you? And they're throwing one or two kind of lobs out there. And that's really not going to change the course of your business. And I say that because if you're actually using listings to leads, you can definitely grow your business. You can grow your business right now in this crazy market that we have. And it's funny, a friend of mine is a realtor. And of course, like most realtors, signs up for our platform and then cancels and doesn't do anything. And I had lunch with her at the end of her open house. I was like, did you run any ads? She goes, nobody came through yesterday. Did you run any ads or did you do anything? No. I just put it in envelope. And people are looking for homes, right? And people are interested to sell their homes too. They just don't have all the answers, right? And there's obviously a lot of questions. And you have to remember that no matter what, no matter if interest rates are going up, or if they're going down, or if there is a nuclear winter or whatever, people are going to be thinking about selling their homes. And that's why you have to be consistently doing things to let people know you're here and that you're a real estate professional who can help them. So let's talk about listings to leads at a high level and we'll dive into the best ways to get more listings. First of all, if you don't know this about us, we have tools for you if you have listings, and we have tools for you if you don't have listings. If you want to talk to more buyers or more sellers, we've got tools to help you capture leads for both of those. So we do this with our print tools. We do this with social media. We do this with ads on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. And we have tools in print, right? So there's a lot of different avenues to go out there. And again, just as much as consistency is important, using all the avenues is actually one of the smartest things you can do. If you think about this, the best companies that we all know, and we probably know different companies, we're not seeing them in one place, right? If you look at Budweiser, if you look at what the heck did he do? Sorry, our guys testing colors. Yeah. So if you're looking at Budweiser or you're looking at any major company, you're seeing them in print, you're probably seeing them online, you're probably seeing it in physical signage around. And that's really what you have to think about. You as a realtor are a business, right? And if you want people to know, or if you want to get listings out of your markets, you're going to need to hit those people in multiple different ways. And one simple way is ads, right? So if we run ads on Facebook or on Google, you're attacking two very popular areas. Google is the number one website in the country, right? 86% of all questions begin there. Okay. And then after that, it's Facebook. YouTube is actually the number two website, but the number three website is Facebook. But in terms of capturing leads, I would tell you Google has the highest quality leads from ads, and that Facebook has a lesser quality leads, but they cost a lot less. Okay. So what that means, but there is a value for you on Facebook, and that is you want to build a brand, right? So if you're a realtor, it's kind of these things that you got to think of. If you're thinking about, I want more business, right? I want more listings. If you want more listings, you definitely need a strong brand, right? And I often say this to people on calls. It's if somebody does a search on real estate in your area, they sit on the computer and they do, are you on Google? Are you popping up? And let's talk about what I'm actually saying. How do I sell my home on Google? That's like a relevant search, right? Or you should probably do this because I can tell you in your market, Google is the number one website in the country, and you might want to get an idea of who is really you're competing against. And so that's like the start. So I'm going to tell you how to be competitive on this page. We're going to talk about that on this call, but also on Facebook. We've had a lot of clients over the years say, hey, you know what? I run a couple of ads every week. And now it's at the point where I just get random phone calls from people who need help. This is very different from the average realtor who might run an ad, what, 3 or 4 times a year? Does that sound like you? That's literally what realtors do. And they think that they have a machine that's really working for them. And I can understand that you need maybe not instant gratification, but you need a short return. You need a short ROI. Meaning, if you're spending money, I think if we run an ad on Facebook, for instance, and we capture 10 leads, we might think, I need a deal out of that. I need one listing out of that. That's just the thought process for a lot of people in any industry, but certainly in real estate, right? On average, I think for me, what I see is if you capture 100 leads of sellers, you're probably going to close one. If you're lucky, two, right? But you need 100. And I'm going to show you how to capture leads and what number of leads you're going to get. We're going to talk about what the quality of those leads are, right? So let's get started. I'm going to actually get a print flyer built, but we don't have a good handoff. Let's look here. Mita says, recently ran an ad on Facebook and I got 2 buyer leads for $25 for 5 days. Is that good? Mita, what was it that you were running an ad on? That's okay. That's not great, but that's okay. So what was that? What were you running it out on? Was it a home? Did you have a home for sale or something like that? A new listing condo. Okay. No, that's not great. No, that's not great, but we have to talk about that later. So you had a new listing, you had a condo. I think I would update the ad a little more. That does not seem great to me. And let's just go there and then we'll dive into ads. Mita ran an ad on a home that's for sale. And that home was a condo. It was a new listing. Yeah, it was a new listing. So this is not a condo, right? It's not in the Bay Area, but you can imagine this is exactly how we run an ad. This language up here on the right that I'm highlighting, I think you need to improve that. So there might be we're dynamically pulling information from the listing. There might be something special. And Mita, is this near any major business areas? Is this near Google? You know what I mean? Because that would be a major selling factor. Is it near a major hub, a technology hub? And guys, this is unusual for all of you, but if Mita is sitting in the SF Bay Area, are there good schools? Yeah, I don't really know exactly where San Carlos, but it's 15 minutes from Mountain View or whatever. Said I broke the rules in my ad. Okay, Laura said that. So anyway, Mita, I think talking about the proximity and the things around you might get this going. You might want to change the picture, and you can always go over here where it says change image and video and choose another photo. So maybe the photo that you had was not ideal, and you can choose one of the others that's coming in from your feed. And that would be my thing. I don't think those are great results. That's my bottom line, Mita. It's good you got a couple leads, but I think you can get more. And then Laura ran an ad and says that you broke the rules. Where are the rules? They're probably buried on Facebook, but what ad did you run, Laura? And so let's talk about, I want to start with this call today, my listing home. So you ran a listing home. Did you run it just like this, Laura? I just clicked the property here. I chose a property and I clicked publish. Did you do it just like this? Or did you do something different? Because here you gave pictures. So here we have pictures, right? Did you run it right through the platform just like this? I don't know. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. And did you change anything else? You just choose the property and you hit that button and that was it? No. I would send that question to our support team on the bottom left. and give them a picture of the property or the address and send it here and find out why the email was fake. Someone said the email was fake. I don't know who said that. Okay. Sorry. So guys, let's start. I'm going to start. Yeah, Meetup, upload the video tour. That would be super smart. Let's start with the most effective seller leads. Okay. Now let's remember, I said at the beginning of the call that you might need 100 leads to get one listing. Okay. And I want to start. So you can get listings in here. You might have your own listings in here, or you can borrow a listing. Okay. So you can grab listing. Maybe you've got a colleague who has active listing and they're fine with you marketing it. All that being said, it doesn't matter how the listing gets in here. We're always going to create a tool called the nearby homeowner letter. It's right here. So we click on market listings, we create all these tools, but this tool right here is the number one tool for getting listings that turn into listing contracts. Okay. So let's think about this. There's 4 ways to get listings. Okay. Listing leads. One is mail. You're putting something through the post office. 2 is Facebook. 3 is Google. And 4 is your CRM. These are the 4 areas that you should be thinking consistently that this is where I'm going to be getting business. All right. Now, obviously, if you're running ads on Facebook and Google and in print, those leads are going to flow over into your CRM. And that means you're going to continue to work those leads. Right. But that is really your 4 funnels that you need to be taking care of consistently. Now, this call is focused on getting seller leads, but you're actually going to do better if you also market your listings or any listings in that area. So get into it. This is called the nearby homeowner letter, and you want to use this consistently as well. Okay. In the center, you can download it. If you click the button to the left, you can edit it and you can say something maybe we forgot to put there. But let's look at the letter together and let's talk about what it is and what it's not. What it's not is it's not super sexy, right? It's not very wordy. It's not a lot. It's not a big, heavy read. And that's because we are trying to get you leads. All right. And we don't want people to get buried into reading a bunch. We want to say, hey, we just sold something in your neighborhood. And if you want more information, take this piece of paper to your computer and go there and find out. Also, that's going to affect your home value. Get your free home value right here. And that means that if somebody goes here and they drop in their address and their email address, they're going to get an instant home value. You're going to get copied on that, all that information, their address and their email and the home value. And now you have somebody who is very interested in getting their home value. So let's talk about, since we all know that this is a piece of paper, you have to get it in your neighbors, in the neighborhood's mailboxes, right? So a lot of our clients would download this. They download 100 or 200. I remember years ago, a lady downloaded 200, printed 200 versions of this and door knocked for 7 hours in her neighborhood and got 4 listings in 7 hours of walking. Right now, that's a lot of walking and a lot of door knocking. But you can imagine she got 4 listings from doing that for 7 hours. Right. That's not really what I'm telling our clients to do these days. I'm telling them to do what the 90% of our other clients who use is they mail it out. Right. They mail it out. Some have used bulk mailers. Our more successful clients they do it themselves. They download it. They usually go out and buy a special kind of envelope, and special meaning brightly colored, right? You don't want this letter. It's very simple. It's very effective. So once you get your arms around that, you have to think of, how do I make sure people open it? And the way that our clients have made sure that people open it is by using custom looking, colorful envelopes. Okay. And let's see here. God, I changed the color scheme on this thing. It's really kind of hard to navigate. Alicia Pless was a lady who just would come in here all the time. And now she doesn't come in here all the time as much anymore. But she basically took this class, and I would say you got to use brightly colored envelopes. And every time she does it, she gets more listings. And she's like, hey, I'm like mailing stuff out and I'm getting listings from old. But so what's going on is she's really letting the market know I'm here and I'm unique. I'm not junk mail. You got to look at it. So that's the number one way. I'm going to show you another guy who used the same process, the same letter. He mails it out first class. So he's putting first class stamps on here. He even gets to the point where he is handwriting. Now he's paying somebody to do this, handwriting the envelopes, right? Because he knows if people open this thing, he's going to get listings. So not everybody's going to open it. But that was the point. He was like, look, I bought a Sharpie over here and we are now testing. And then he basically says, yeah, we're just handwriting these because the more people open it, the better it is for him. Right. Now, I know people don't have a ton of time for that kind of stuff. And the bulk of our clients do not do that. But there are a lot of people who do. But I'm going to show you a guy who I often talk about, and it's Chris Winstead. Just a few summers ago, he moved from whatever state in the United States to Texas, San Antonio, Texas. His wife's family's from there. They have kids now. They wanted to move and be closer to the family. And they bought a nice house in this neighborhood. And he was a realtor, but he wanted to be, I want to be the guy that dominates our neighborhood. I want to own this neighborhood. So what he does is he doesn't have his own listings. He just borrows listings from the office and mails this letter out on each home, right? Hey, this one's just listed. Hey, we have an open house. Oh, we just sold that one. He mails that out every 2 weeks. Okay. So one version of that letter to everybody that has every 2 weeks on whatever property that is in that neighborhood. Now, the recipe is right here. Like it doesn't get any easier. He says, I send out letters every other week to neighbors who've owned their homes for 5 years or more. And once they opt in on the neighborhood property valuation landing page, I hit them up every week with phone calls, bomb, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. Okay. That's what he's doing. All right. And so there's one thing to get the tool out there. And then probably the most important thing is the follow up. And he gives you the recipe right there. I'll just tell you, Chris, when he put this up here, this was a few summers ago, by the end of that year, or maybe 18 months, he became the top listing agent in that office and started his own office, just totally new company. And the first thing he does is creates a YouTube channel and says, here's how I'm customizing listings to leads tools to get more business. Come join me. That's his MO. Still doing it. And that's great. So this works. We knew what he did, that little recipe to get it out there. We knew we were training clients like, you got to do this. And so Scott and I have been like, how do you say, banging the wall to make that process simpler for our clients. Because if there's any hard work involved for realtors, they're just going to get distracted and not complete it. This is the number one highest quality listing leads that we know of. And what I mean by high quality is that if you actually follow up, like the way that I described there every week, you're going to close more listings from these leads than any other leads. Now, what we are very excited about is we launched a partnership with a company called Express Copy. And I think we're going to continue to work and try to integrate Thanks.io. But right now we have Express Copy. And that means if you have an account with them, you can click print and mail, and you can click this button that says address, radius, circle prospect. And say, hey, I want everybody within 2 miles who owns a home that has minimally owned it for 6 years. I want these people to own it. And of course, they owned it for longer. That's great. And I want you to send it out first class or standard or whatever. And oh, let me click this. I never tried that one. 100. Oh, the USP is standard. That's weird. Why is it cheaper first class? Anyway, first class, 100 pieces, $180. This is the work that Chris was doing by hand. Okay. We did not have the integration with this company. So he was downloading it. He bought a list from Remine. You can buy lists of homeowners from various companies, do that. And then he was mailing it out. He's making labels and putting it out there and licking the stamps and getting that out there. Right. So here, you don't have to lick anything. You just click submit and let them do the work. You need to do this at least once a month, people. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you got to borrow a listing, go to your listings page and borrow it. And a lot of our clients, including Chris and many others, they will mail that out every time they have a property that's just listed and every time they have a property that is just sold. Okay. And they'll just mail it to the same group of people, right? Because at some point, these homeowners, because that's who you're targeting, are going to see that you've got a property that you're selling properties, right? That's what you want everybody to know. I'm selling properties, right? And that's what's going on. So here we got a property that's just listed and same thing. It's for sale. Go check it out. That affects your home value. Who's going to fill out? Who's going to open this message? Who's going to open this envelope that you mail to them? Read it. We're not giving you a deep read. So they're going to make a decision in seconds and walk to their own computer and type in this web address and type in their web address here and their email address. Who is going to do that? That's only people who are very interested in the value of their home. That's why Chris hits these people up every week. And I didn't mention it, but he closes 5 deals in 3 months. Now, today we're in a wacky world. Probably the freaky thing this year is interest rates, right? I hear all kinds of things. Inventory is super tight. I hear just the saddest stories. This guy right here in 2020, that's the first summer of COVID, right? That was a really freaky time. And that's what he starts doing. And the guy moves from out of state. So what I'm trying to tell you is this is a really powerful solution if you do it consistently. If you want to do it a one-off and see if that's just going to change your direction of your business, save your time and money and go have a nice dinner because that's going to be about as effective as mailing that letter one time. That's number one. Let's talk about number two. Number two is Google. Okay. And right now, the Google software it's an addition to our platform. It's $30 a month just to have this software. And I imagine it's going to become the highest quality leads because it's an effect because Google is it's the number one company in the world because it's the most effective website in the world for answering a question. It could be anything what's the best steak in Miami and where's the best hotel in LA and any question you've got, 86% of all questions on the World Wide Web happen on this website. Okay. Here's another one, right? Homes for sale. All I type in is homes and it says homes for sale in Walnut Creek and Lafayette. This is where I am, right? So now you see who's paying for sponsored ads right here. Number one website. This is a number one website. Are you guys effective on the number one website in the country? Give me a yes or no. Do you have anything going on there? You might have that little bit, I know, I'll show you this. This is as far as I see most agents getting. Yeah, Laura, not yet. Okay. It's the number one website in the country, everybody. This over here is a cool restaurant right around the corner from really close to me. And some realtors get this because there's always people out there cold calling you and saying, hey, let me set this up for you. And what that means, if you have this, means that you have an ad budget, you have an ad account. Okay. And actually, people have told me that they get leads from this somehow, right? They're reading their reviews and stuff like that. And so you can get leads from this. So at least get that going. I don't even know what it's called. But here, if you click create a Google ad on our ads page and you say, yeah, I want to run a landing page ad, right? And I want to run that same landing page ad that, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Let's do it here. Let's do Sacramento. I want to run a landing page ad because I want a home valuation page in front of people. If you've never done this before, it's going to say, please sign up for $30 a month. I think you actually get a free month. So you should be basically running a couple of ads on Google to really learn how this thing works. So if you've got a landing page that talks about any particular town you're in, you create the landing page over here in the landing page section. And then when you clicked on it, which I did earlier, you'll be able to view the link. I'm just going to type in right here what you have to type. So I got a Sacramento home valuation landing page. I can click the view link here. And this is like this page, right, that I was showing you earlier, but this is specific. It's specific to my town, right? So I know I asked earlier, where are you guys seated or where are you working from? Somebody said Dallas. You should have a Dallas page. And you should definitely be running ads in Dallas. And I was talking to a team who's a client of ours, and they love this. They're like, oh my God, this is so easy. And we've been running ads on Google for years. And we really got to slow down and learn. So when we want to run the ad, we just got to choose our landing page and we got to type in the name of the city and we got to click publish. That is it. And I clicked on a view link just to show you this is the landing page that my Sacramento ad is driving to, right? But I want you to understand a couple things here. It's a $50 a day budget. And we changed it actually because of this team that I'm working with in Dallas. And they were saying, yeah, our seller leads cost $30 a lead. Okay. And before this, when we put this together, Scott had like a $10 a day daily budget. And I know why he does that, because he doesn't want you to think you got to spend money with us to make money. But if you have a $10 a day daily budget, okay, let's just say you came in here and you changed the budget to $10 and Google is charging you $30 a lead in Dallas, which they are. Do you know how many leads you're going to get on a daily basis? 0, because you don't meet the minimum lead cost. All right. So I said, let's change this to 50, right? Because and I know this because we've now had this software out for a little bit longer, a few months. Like I know in Western Pennsylvania, seller leads cost $22. And there's somewhere, I think it's in Utah, seller leads are $17.50. Okay. So around the country, the same kind of lead is priced differently. And I think it's priced differently because of the amount of competition you have. So for instance, in Palm Springs, tend to have a lot of realtors, right? In Manhattan, you got a lot of realtors, but also companies like Facebook and Google. They charge you more in Manhattan simply because you live in Manhattan. They know you're paying so much money for everything that they're going to just squeeze some more money out of you for that lead. So you should really if you want more listings, sign up for our Google software, which costs $30 a month, and run probably 2 ads a month just to test and understand what's going on. You should do a home valuation ad. And honestly, you should be like, I don't know, if you're in Dallas, there are There's like areas of Dallas. Dallas is so big, right? Isn't the Woodlands in Dallas like this super nice area? I remember being over there, and there was somebody I knew from Enron over there. So there's just big. Dallas is a big metropolitan area, and there are areas in Dallas that you could target. And one of those areas is probably the Woodlands. And you create a home valuation landing page for the Woodlands. You put a nice landmark picture in it. I've got this nice landmark picture of the downtown Old Town, and you let it rip, right? Now, I want to say this, like, a couple things to learn about with lead capture and lead conversion. The leads from Google are more expensive. They also convert faster. I've been told by some really effective teams that they convert 1 out of 40 leads from Google. That, but that they also convert 1 out of 70 leads from Facebook. So that's kind of worth thinking about. And when I had this discussion with his team and he told me it was $30 a lead, I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. He's like, yeah, our homes sell for so much money. I'm willing to spend this much money to close that listing because I know that here's how much commission I'm going to make because the average cost of our homes. So I'm not sure where you're all sitting, but you have to know that math, right? Hey, if I'm going to make 4,000 and I invest 500 or 1,000 to get that, that's a machine that works, right? If I'm spending 1,000 on leads and I'm only making 1,000, that does not work. You have to think about that. But this is something that currently is like the number 2 thing I would recommend. I would recommend that you're running at least a couple of leads every month, especially to learn how it's working. Are you doing it correctly? Then this should be a serious, you've got consistent ads running on Google. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, if you're selling cars, eyelashes, carpeting, or homes, you need to have a strategy on Google. And we make it incredibly easy for $30 a month. Okay. Then you have your ad budget and you let it rip. Okay. So we've talked about the nearby homeowner letter and we've talked about Google, right? And we have to do that. Now, one thing I didn't mention about Google, I just showed you how to run an ad for a landing page, right? We go over here to PDF guides. We have 80 PDF guides, right? You are branded, your logo, your picture on every page of every guide. And if you click on the seller PDF guides, you're going to find that there are 40 of these for homeowners. All right. And you are on every page. So this really sets you up to be a resource. If people start seeing these ads and they know you're supplying this kind of information, they're going to know, yeah, I know a realtor, right? What's really crazy to me, I don't know how long you guys have been realtors, but right now, one of the biggest trending searches is this search on Google. How do I sell my home? Now, it makes me scratch my head because the internet's been around since the late 90s. You guys have been realtors for whoever knows how long, right? But how is it that people don't know realtors? Why is this search trending so much? Why are people, because they don't know. How do I find out what's trending on search? You can actually say trending searches on Google. I'm going to give you something that I think is a really great resource that everybody should be holding on to. This article is provided by some kind of SEO people. And I'm going to share this with you. I would recommend that you open this and that you save this someplace that you can review it because again, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you need to figure out a Google strategy. This is the keywords, the search terms that are the most powerful. And even though this article says 2022, they update it a couple times a year. So this is as of February 2023, and I'm pretty sure they're going to update this again. So search volume, what are people searching for? If you're talking about buyers, this is what they're searching for. Houses sold near me. That's the biggest search. Houses for sale, tiny houses, right? You can see it. What about if you're a homeowner? What are they looking for? Just scroll down the page. This is what they are searching on. Okay. So if you're writing things or sharing things on social media, or you're doing whatever, right? And maybe you're writing a letter, maybe you're writing an email. I hope you're holding on to this, because some of these words you should be putting in your letters, because these are the top things people are thinking of, right? So even if you're writing an email, or if, God forbid, you're doing a blog post, these are the keywords that people are writing, right? But when you're running an ad, you need to use those. And so Cheryl's asking, do we need to use the advanced options on Google? So let's go run an ad on a PDF guide. Okay. And we'll answer that question. Do we need to click on the advanced options? So can I get a quick yes or no on how many people here have run an ad on Google? And while I'm waiting for that answer, I'm going to create a Google ad on a PDF guide. And I'm going to do it on 5 dangers of overpricing. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Where is my favorite one? Estate planning is a good one, right? Estate planning. Let's just do estate planning. Okay. So you want to type in your favorite town. So got a few people here that have run ads on Google. So I'm going to say, LaShawn said you tried to run one and it did not work. Did you talk to support, LaShawn? Because sometimes things just glitch and then you just try again and there you go. So LaShawn is saying, I tried to run a PDF guide ad and it didn't work. So exactly what I'm doing right now is what LaShawn did and said it didn't work. So let's look at what we're doing. We typed in the name of our town where we're focused. If we click on view link, we're going to see that we're going to drive to a landing page that people have to give you their address, email, and what's your time frame to sell. And once they do that, they can download this. Okay. Or they can download using Facebook, in which case we're going to get their name and email. Okay. I think we ask, let me click this download. Yeah. So here we're using, they have to type in their address. We pull their email from Facebook and then they have to tell you when. So this is what you're going to get in order for them to download this report for free. And if we click on advanced options, which was the question earlier, these are all the keywords: estate planning checklist, cost of selling a house, right? These are the key, how to sell a home, how to sell a house. These are the keywords you're paying for. The question that I was answering for somebody here, I think it was Cheryl, is, do I need to click advanced options? The answer is no. I'm showing you what we're doing automatically in the background so you don't have to. If you don't want to use our software and you just want to go directly to Google and run an ad yourself and find the landing page, which we create for you automatically, this is in your account under the landing page section, you can run the ad yourself without our software, without paying us $30 a month. But you will have to put in all your keywords, right? Now, fortunately for you, I just sent you something that has keywords. So this will be a resource for you, right? But you have to put in all your keywords. You got to write some headlines and you got to write 3 or 4 property descriptions. And then Google rotates out and decides which are the best ones, right? That's how Google works. Normally, you don't have to do that. You just type in the name of your town, you choose the tool you want to drive people to, and you click publish. It's a 7-day ad, $50 a day. So based on the cost of your leads in your market, that you can do the math and decide how many leads you'll get a day. I noticed that no audio on the video ad. Can you add audio? Mina, you probably can't hear the audio when you're building the ad. It's probably visible. You can ask support, but I think it's actually, you can hear the audio when the ad is live. Okay. So on Google, what I'm trying to answer for everybody is there are 40 different seller guides, 40 different PDF guides that are designed for you to market out into your markets. You should probably be doing this on Google at least once a month and running a landing page ad at least once a month. That would be the bare minimum, I would tell you, as a strategy for Google. Now, there's also Facebook, and there are three kinds of ads to get leads from Facebook. Four ads, four kinds actually. A listing ad on any property that's sold or under contract. A lot of clients don't run ads on properties that are under contract. But let me tell you, these are the cheapest seller leads you're going to find. And these leads are pretty good because they come with name, email, and phone number, right? And any lead that has a phone number, you should probably be texting and saying, hey, I saw your info come in. Can I help you? And really work on that and converting. You can, this is the simplest way of running this ad. What I do want to point out is you can run this and it cannot get you any results. And if your ads are not getting any results, you need to stop the ad and you need to add some data points that are relevant, right? Inventory is tight. A lot is happening, right? That people don't know. And if any of these things are happening, like you've got in contract very quickly, or you're selling above asking, or you got a bunch of offers, you want to let people know that. Now, property is under contract, so you may not be able to do that. But if the property is sold, you very often can do that. And all I'm saying is you can edit this to get people to pay more attention. So a little extra thought can help these ads work a little bit better for you. Okay. Now, I want you guys to understand the cost of a lead. Remember how I said on Google, a seller lead costs $30? A seller lead on this kind of ad on a home that's under contract, we have heard costs $2.50. Okay. So we do a $50 ad, 7-day ad. If leads cost $2.50, you're going to get 20 leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. Now, lead quality isn't as high as Google, but you're paying $2.50 instead of $30 per lead, right? So I think building your database with these leads is good. It might take you a little bit longer to close them, is the point, but you're building your hopper, right? So you can run ads on properties that are under contract. You can also run ads on properties that are sold listings, those ads. And again, you can borrow listings. A lot of our clients, they're helping a client buy a home and they know that home is selling or it's closing on January 15th. So they start running the ad as sold as the buyer agent, not the listing agent, right? And so they're running an ad. And now when you run an ad on a property that's sold, those leads are a little more expensive. Those leads are often $7 each. Okay. And so media is asking, can you run an ad on someone else's listing that my buyer and had 7 offers, didn't get the home? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Often people do that. Now, if there are local MLS rules about what you got to do when you're running an ad on somebody else's property, I don't pay attention to every rule of every MLS, but you can certainly add it here and you can run the ad just the way I'm saying. So you remember we were looking at the PDF guides and I said, yeah, you can run ads on 40 of these. And here's one: divorce and real estate. Maybe somebody is thinking about getting a divorce in Dallas. Who knows, right? It's hot, getting testy. Maybe that's coming up. So here you just type in Dallas, 15-mile radius. If you say, hey, you know what? I actually am willing to drive 30 miles. I'm going to expand that radius. And it's a $50 ad, going to run for 7 days. You almost don't need to change a thing on here because this tends to work pretty well. The only thing I don't like about this is these leads can cost $10 to $20 each, maybe more, maybe less, but you do get leads with name, email, and phone number. And if somebody is responding to this, it's a very poignant, right? It's like a serious discussion. And there are 40 different topics that you can be writing on. So hey, what should we talk about? Estate planning, divorce, are you short selling? All these things that's what these topics are about. So this is a very easy way, if you don't have listings, to get content that's relevant in your market into the market. Okay. but these leads start to cost a little bit more. And let's go over here. And let's do one more kind of ad. Oh, let's go to another section. There is the landing page ad. So you remember this landing page here of Sacramento we started? We talked about this here. What is my Sacramento home worth? Agents have been running ads on Facebook like that for years. Okay. And they love that. And that's because that kind of landing page has been created by multiple companies. Like Boomtown used to sell this landing page to their clients for $250 a month, just for that one landing page. Oddly enough, we've been giving them unlimited versions of this to our clients, and we charge $60 a month today. But anyway, Home Values used to be a company out there. Prime Seller used to be a company out there. I'm not even sure if these companies exist anymore. But what's taking so long with ads here, guys? Sorry. The point is that kind of landing page has been around for years, and agents have been running ads on Facebook for years. And that has taught Facebook, like, well, realtors really like this page, right? They really like this. So let's charge them a lot. That's going to be the most expensive seller lead on Facebook. And let's just free home values. Let's just click it like this. Home values have changed, right? Generic, nothing about this that I recommend. But this is what agents like to do because I want a listing, right? They don't think about why is this not working? And let me show you, let me do another one. This is often, first of all, I want you to know that these leads, even though it's a $50 ad, often cost $15 a lead. Okay. 1.5. And that's because everybody at Facebook knows that realtors love that ad and they know you're willing to pay for it. Right. What they may know or don't know, and what most agents don't know, is that ad is one of the easiest ways to waste your time and money. And that's because you cannot target on Facebook the way you used to 5 years ago. Okay. And yeah, let's try Chelsea. So this is Chelsea, and I think I made a create an ad. I think I made a landing page here. I should create one for my town here. Makes some sense. Yeah, okay. So I didn't customize this. There should be a picture of Chelsea in that instead of that generic thing. When you create a landing page, it gives you this generic coffee cup laptop phone thing. Do not run an ad with that. Okay. When you're creating the landing page over here, the first thing it's going to tell you is upload a picture that looks like your area. So I should have a picture of Chelsea on my landing page so that it looks like that right there. Right. And then June home sales have sold. Means things have changed. You might want to add some data points like 30 homes sold, right? Or something like that. You need to beef this up because that is just not going to work in that generic form. You have to put a little bit of thought. But even if you put that thought in there, now I'm thinking of Chelsea, New York, right? Chelsea, the neighborhood of New York. And let's see, New York City, if it even comes up. I wonder if it does. Yeah, let's just do Chelsea, Massachusetts. Actually, I'm going to leave it, but we just know I'm going to show you because you'll understand. Let's talk about the reality of the world and Facebook's reality. Okay. And what in Facebook's ad reality. So Chelsea is a neighborhood, super cool on Manhattan, right? Right. And it's over here. And now you might not think about this area because unless you were visiting, right? But that neighborhood has so many homes and condos in it. And there are realtors that just specialize on that area. Now, if you want to run an ad on Facebook, you cannot target that area. If you typed in Manhattan, your ad would go a 15-mile radius, which is like in Hoboken, New Jersey, and in Queens, New York. It's huge. So you can't actually target when you're doing home value ads. And that's where the challenge is. One thing I want to tell you is you can buy a custom list from Remind. or HomeSnap. And you heard me talk about Chris Winstead, who was mailing to that list every 2 weeks. You can upload that list on the ads page and then say, hey, you know what? I want to retarget the people in my list, right? And you can create a custom audience that says Chelsea homeowners or Dallas homeowners or the Woodlands homeowners or Sacramento homeowners. And you can target those people on that list. And you want to buy that list from somebody who is selling you a list of homeowners with equity in those towns. I can say this with 100% certainty. If you're going to be in real estate for more than 5 years and you want listings, you need to find those lists. Those are your targeted print farm markets. If those lists are longer than 1,000 leads, like for instance, there's probably more than 1,000 people that live in Chelsea, maybe not small geographically. But if you go to the ad section and you have bought a list from Remind and you say, yeah, Remind is like RE for real estate and mine like a mine shaft or mining, right? MINE.com. They have, I think they do it. I think HomeSnap. Does anybody else know where you can buy, who sells that kind of list of homeowners? I think CoreLogics does that as well. They're such a big company. They probably, I don't know where they do that, but let's see. I want to click one more thing here. So when we create ads, if you get that list, do you get their phone and emails? I don't know, Mita. You got to call those companies. Let me tell you this, you want their phone and emails. Because if you get the list, let's just imagine that you've got a list of their agents. I know, I've spoken to them. They're buying lists of 10,000 leads, right? You can imagine in Dallas, there's 10,000. I think in Dallas, was it Dallas? It wasn't Dallas. I think it was in Arizona. These people were like in Phoenix. They have 3 lists of 10,000 home owners each. And they created 3 lists on here. You see this button says create audience. They typed in whatever the name of their town is. And we give you the format, what the spreadsheet should look like right here. And you upload it and you import it. And it lives in your Facebook business page. So even if you tell us to take a hike and you cancel your listings leads account, you're going to have that audience built in to your Facebook account. So if you've got a list of homeowners that you're mailing to every other week and you're running ads in front of these same people with home value ads or PDF guide ads or I sold a home, you're now hitting these people in print and on Facebook. And if you're running an ad, let's just say twice a month on Google, if somebody has a question, now they've been watching you, right? They know you're there because you've been mailing to them, you've been running ads in front of them. And if they have a question like, how do I sell my home on Google? Your brand has more power now because you've been doing this, right? So there's one more thing that I want to say about that. So let's just say you captured those leads. You use one of those methods of capturing leads and you want to talk about short sales. And you can say, hey, here is an e-flyer for your database. So let's say you're using KV Core or you're using Realty Juggler. You can copy this right here and that will copy the code for this so you can blast it out on all your leads. You should probably be blasting out this on your leads. And this is if you have more than 300 leads. If you have 500 or 1,000 or more, you should be blasting this out every week or two, right? You copy the text here, you go to your CRM, you say, I want to blast this out, and you paste it. It looks picture like this, and then you send it out. And this is going to drive them to the same link where they got to give you their information. So you're kind of reactivating your leads, right? Because if you captured a seller, let me just make it clear for you. If you capture a seller lead today, it's not likely they're going to be in your office signing a listing contract tomorrow. Most of you are going to have to drip on those people. And that's where having something relevant like this blasting out of your CRM is going to help you. One last thing about all that. Over here on the left, it says follow-ups. And this is our test account. So there's a few more in here. you definitely want to turn on, let me ask you this. If you have a CRM, is your, and I hope you have a drip campaign turned on. Is there anybody here who has a CRM with a drip campaign that is closing appointments for them? Okay. I think that having a CRM, it's almost like on the list of what every realtor knows, but I'm going to just guess that 50% of you don't have a CRM, because I've spoken to a ton of agents over the years and they don't have it, or they have it and they never turned on the drip campaign. To me, if you have a CRM and you don't have a drip campaign turned on, you might as well just cancel the CRM, because I don't know the point. The drip campaign is what keeps your name in front of those people so that you can close it. And I'll tell you this, there are a lot of companies out there that you can just turn on something and create the drip campaign, or they have a canned drip campaign that you can use. And you got to ask yourself, are you getting appointments from that? Or did you just check a box that you have a CR, right, and a drip campaign? And the reason why I ask is that if you turn on this buyer one down here and this seller one down here, whenever we capture a lead, we're going to send a drip campaign. And we know, because we talk to our clients, that both of these drip campaigns have closed appointments for our clients. I was talking to a lady who she was just that question. She called me and she's like, yeah. And she's, what's going out, or what's drip campaign about? And I showed her what it is. And she said, oh my God, I have an appointment with this lady. Like, these emails have been going out and we've been communicating based on these emails. Like, that's what a drip campaign is meant to do. And that is what ours is doing right now. And if yours is not doing that, I recommend you turn these on and have us turn on our drip campaign. I'm going to show you one last thing and I'm going to say goodbye. So if you've got questions, please let me know. And you can ask questions about whatever topic you want. Let's see. So this company here has run a lot of ads. And this really gets to the point of consistency. Okay. This is an expansion team that I set up. And I set it up in October of last year. So what are we in now? July. So it's been about 9 months, right? July, August, September, October. So yeah, 8 months. And they have one goal. That goal is to get buyer leads to their agents. They have a bunch of agents in North and South Carolina. So what they do is they just take their listings and they run $100 or $200 ads on their list. And it's a good place to learn, because we'll see some things here. Like, they spend $150 here and these leads cost $5.70 a lead. 7,300 people saw it. $150 here, $4.94 a lead. 5,100 people saw it. Over here, $13 a lead and 2,700 leads, right? 321 a lead. All they're doing is running ads the way I've shown you on listings that they have, and they're capturing leads. Okay. And I just want to point that out, because they have captured in 8 months almost 11,000 leads, 10,793. They also have almost 2.5 million impressions in North and South Carolina alone. That is awesome for your branding. So remember this, guys. You're trying to build a listing business, and God bless you if you think somebody's going to see one message from you and just say, hey, yeah, help me sell my home, right? They're probably going to need to have some confidence in what you're doing and that you're in the industry. And the thing I really love about Facebook is it's going to help build your brand. So I have told people in the past, and I'll tell you now, you should be running 2 ads a week on Facebook. This is contrary to what a lot of agents are doing, which is running 1 ad a month and not being too happy with the results. If you start running a couple ads a week, like on a home that's just listed or one that's open house or something that's sold once a week, and then maybe a PDF guide out, you're going to build your brand. People are going to know who you are. If you happen to be mailing letters to those same people and they look at it, they're going to, oh, yeah, that person just had an open house, right? This is like a whole marketing system. And to get listings is not necessarily that easy. So you really do want to have a really well thought out system of capturing leads. If you're going to be in this industry for any number of years, I think you really need to think about what we talked about here today. Mita is asking, where can I see new features? If you go to our mastermind group, I just did the get started call 6 days ago. It's the second call. I'll send this to everybody right now. I think the very first thing I talked about is all the new features. I didn't today because we really had to get into getting more listings. I know that's important to everybody and I wanted it as much time as I could. So everybody, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great 4th and keep safe, careful with your fingers, and try to get a consistent plan, real marketing machine to get more listings. They just don't fall in your lap that much anymore. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. You are welcome, Cheryl. Take care, everybody. Keep cool, Cheryl. I know it's hot. It's crazy out there. Bye, everybody.